I'm Aveline. Welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all having an amazing day. So we are building in Sulani today. I've not built here for the longest time. Like I can't remember the last time I built anything here other than a challenge that I did a couple of months ago. So this is like a little bit out of my comfort zone, I'm not gonna lie, but I have fun building this house. I will definitely say like the floor plan was very difficult for me to do because there's not a whole lot of shape to the house itself. So that was a struggle, but I think it turned out okay. I hope you guys will like the house. It was very inspired by the surrounding houses or shells that you can see in the background. So both the roofing, but also, or actually, no, the color scheme was obviously inspired by the Disney princess that we're building for today, because we're not done with this theme. Not yet. I do have a couple of builds that I want to do for this weekend that are also going to follow that theme, but then next week we're doing something else because this has been lasting for like 3 weeks so far, but also I had a short break because of Easter and family was visiting, then I was sick for a whole week, and I loved my Disney princesses, so I just want to make sure that I get to build something for not necessarily all of them, but some of them at least. So yeah, I don't know if this is the fourth one. We have done Snow White, Belle, Tiana. Have I missed someone? I kind of have like 2 more that I really want to build for, and I hope that I'll have time because this week has been a little bit busy. I am also going to a different city on Saturday, so I am currently pre-recording just a little bit to make sure that I have videos up going live over the weekend. Whatever, you guys know what I mean. So yeah, if you want me to do a house for one of like a specific princess, let me know in the comments section. Other than that, like if you don't, I'm just gonna follow what I want to do. So let me know if you got any like specific wishes. You can probably tell who this is for because it's built in Sulani, so I feel like this one should be pretty obvious. If it's not, then I'm just gonna wait a little bit before I tell you, like I've been doing with the other ones. I feel like in total, there's only been, and I mean across all 3 videos, have I really only done 3 videos over the past 2 weeks? That can't be right. Am I forgetting someone? Whatever. Over the past like other Disney Princess videos that I've done, I feel like I've only seen maybe like 4 people total guess the wrong girl, so I'm counting on you guys being like nailing it this time because we're in Sulani, guys. We're in Sulani. There's a lot of water and we're in Sulani, guys. Come on. But I mean, you might not have watched the movie, so you might not know. If you don't know about the princess, you might not know either. It actually took me quite a long time to watch the movie. I'm not really sure why, because I was listening to the soundtrack for this movie for the longest time before I actually sat down and watched it. I think I was just so busy, probably making videos at that point. So I feel like it's the same kind of, how do you pronounce the name of the new one? The new Disney that was released. Raja, I don't really know. No, Raja is Jasmine's tiger. Raya, I guess. Raya, I don't know. But it's the same with that movie. I really want to watch it because I love everything that they do, basically, but I just want to make sure that I have time to sit down and watch it so, like, it can have my full attention. It's the same with WandaVision that I also finished. It's the same with Captain America Captain America. It's not. No, never mind. With Falcon and the Winter Soldier. I can never remember if it's Falcon and the Winter Soldier or Winter Soldier and Falcon, but I feel like it sounds better when it's Falcon first, right? So I'm gonna go with that. It's the same with that series. I don't know why I said Captain America, just ignore that. Anyway, I just want to make sure that I like sit down and give it my whole attention, like my all. So it's hard to find time to sit down and just watch it. I feel right now I'm very caught up in K-dramas mostly in my free time. So we're gonna have to wait a little bit before I get to Raya, or however you pronounce that, and the Lost Dragon or something. I don't even remember the title of the movie. We'll get to it at some point anyway. So yeah, it took me quite a long time before I watched this movie, but I was listening to the soundtrack so much before I actually took on the movie because the soundtrack is so good. It makes me so happy. it's so well written and well performed, and the singers are so good. Like, I just love the soundtrack. So I still listen to it frequently. Like, it's a really good soundtrack. So yeah, I was listening to that quite a lot. There's something funny about one of the songs because when you haven't watched the movie but you're listening to a soundtrack, you kind of have to come up with your own pictures in your head. Do you get what I mean? So there was one of the songs that is performed by, I think he's a crab, but we're not talking about Sebastian, by the way. This is not for Ariel. But he's a crab. But in my head, I did not, because how was I supposed to know he's a crab? Like, I think that's what he is at least. I'm pretty sure he's a crab, right? He has a huge shell with a lot of shiny stuff on it. And I just, in my head, he was an actual person, even though there's some things that he's saying that was like, did not make any sense, but in my head, he was still a person. Like, why would he be a crab? I don't know. So when I watched the movie, I was like, wait, what? I had not seen that coming at all. But yeah, it's quite funny. So if you're listening to like soundtracks that are a bit more, well, on the cartoony side, just like Disney soundtracks tend to be at least, you kind of have to, if you haven't watched the movies at that point, you kind of have to come up with your own pictures because you just know that they're going to be performing those songs somehow. And I don't know what, I thought it was a person. I don't know why. Anyway, so that was kind of funny. Also, I feel like we're far enough into this to tell you, or to say, because we only got 10 minutes left, or 11, whatever, to say that it is for Moana. So Moana is also one of my absolute favorite princesses, even though I kind of have a hard time calling her a princess because I just don't feel like the title kind of suits her in a way. Like, she's so headstrong. I don't know. I feel like, I don't know why. I just feel like Disney princess doesn't really suit her. I totally think she deserves the title though. Don't get me wrong. Like I said, she's one of my absolute favorites. I love that the movie Moana doesn't have any love story in it. I feel like that was needed because there's been a lot of that. Like even Mulan has a little bit of romance in there, even though it's not necessarily needed in any way whatsoever. So when I watched Moana, I was just so relieved that she didn't need a love story. Like, she was just, I don't know, she's just her. It's just about her and her overcoming these different challenges and basically just trying to save her family and her tribe. I hope it's called a tribe, right? Or if it's called something else, please let me know in the comments because I'm not fully certain on the terms. But just her family and her island and stuff, like she's trying to save them. And also in the process, learning a little bit about their history. And I don't know, it's just very nice that it's about a headstrong girl who just is desperate to save her family and island and is curious as well, which is something that's very relatable to me at least. So yeah, I just really like Moana as a princess, and I find it very refreshing that there's no love story in this movie as well. If you hadn't watched it already and I just spoiled something for you, I'm terribly sorry, but we gotta talk about these movies while we're doing these kinds of builds. So I told you guys that I was gonna nerd out a little bit. That's just how it works. I'm a grown up and I love Disney, but we gotta nerd out a little bit here and there. I'm not embarrassed by it at all. I've realized that there's been a couple of comments from others that have been a little bit like, I love Disney princesses too, but I don't really dare talk about it. There's nothing wrong with liking things that aren't necessarily supposed to cater to your age group or whatever. I don't feel like Disney movies are like specifically for children anyway, because a lot of them actually have a lot of references to literature that, how did I just pronounce that word? Literature that kids wouldn't have read anyway, or like not necessarily adult movies. Those are different, grown-up movies. not for children, movies that aren't for children. Do you get what I mean? Not adult movies, because they're different, whatever, we're not touching on that. YouTube, don't demonetize me. Anyway, but I don't think there's anything wrong with liking stuff like Disney movies as an adult because, first of all, like what you want, But also, they're not necessarily just for kids. So, plus the soundtracks are so good. Like, how can you not love that? How can you not love the soundtracks? And if you like the soundtrack, you're bound to love the movie. Not necessarily. Okay, so hear me out. this has got nothing to do with Disney whatsoever. I was about to say, if you like the soundtrack, you're bound to love the movies, but we're gonna have a Twilight rant. Now, I know you didn't see this coming, but it's happening. I know that I have friends that still love the movies. I will never tell them that they're wrong with their opinion because you can like what you want. I don't care. I personally, not really a big fan, but the soundtracks are so good. Like, I love the soundtracks. I've actually been listening to them quite a lot lately. So I'm specifically talking the first, second, and third movie. I don't remember the soundtrack for the fourth one, part 1 and 2. But the first, second, and third movie have really good soundtracks. So there's just like a nice variety in there. I know that they're not necessarily songs made for the movies either. A couple of them are, but in general, they're not. Well, Disney movies, because we're comparing it to Disney soundtracks. Disney soundtracks are most of the time, like the vast majority of the time, made for the movies. But at least if like there's songs that they're singing in the movies, they're most likely written for the movie. But I just wanted to say, like, you can also love a soundtrack but not necessarily love the movie. What's my point? But yeah, nothing to be embarrassed about if you like Disney princesses. Like what you like was my overall point of that. So yeah, and this house is for Moana. I should probably tell you guys a little bit about what I kind of envisioned for Moana afterwards. So, or just like why this house, I feel like this is inspired. I kind of had a hard time with her, but I feel like it's also got something to do with the fact that I haven't built in Sulani for a long time. But also, Moana is technically, like, history-wise, she is the oldest one of the princesses. So not age-wise, but when her story takes place, that makes her... The fact that her story takes place in the Polynesian times, I don't know how to phrase this, but you get what I mean, makes her the oldest princess. As far as I've understood and read my way to, and as far as other people have done them, according to other people's maths, phrasing things today is not going great, it's fine, whatever. You guys always get what I mean anyway, so it's all good. But yeah, that makes her the oldest princess. Historically, she is the oldest princess. I could be wrong about that, let me know if I am. I mean, some of them don't really take place in, like, our time anyways, because they're in, like, fantasy worlds, but if we just take the ones that are in our world, she would be the oldest one, I think. So kind of translating her story into something a little bit more modern is difficult, but I do feel like she would be I feel like she's either like a prose sailor of some kind or possibly both. Something to do with climate change, because there's something about the story in Moana that kind of reminds me of like climate change in a way. Like, you have to protect the world, which is basically what I forgot his name, Maui, what he didn't do, so boo on you, Maui, whatever. But I kind of feel like the story translates to that a little bit. Like, am I wrong in thinking that? I don't really know. It's just an analysis. What I mean, I was never good at analyzing. What is going on today? Analyzing texts and movies and stuff. I was never good at that. The technical stuff, yes, but like coming up with hidden messages or referencing it to some kind of whatever from another text. I was never good at that. Never. I think I just was a little bit embarrassed to do it, to be honest. I don't think it's necessarily because I just suck at it. I think it's just because I was embarrassed to give my teachers my honest opinion on that. But whatever. I've said whatever so many times throughout this voiceover, and I'm so sorry. But my point is, I think that the story would translate to something to do with climate change very well. So for her to live in Sulani, which does have, I forgot what that career is called, but I do see her as being someone who, like, in modern times would be very into protecting the planet and clean living, and also she'd be a little bit of an environmentalist, I think is the word that I'm looking for. She'd definitely have the career that came with Sulani island living. I don't remember what it's called. Whatever. That career. She'd definitely have that, but she'd be at like the top. Because she'd also be an absolute boss, because she is the, not king or queen, but I forgot the word. She is the leader of her tribe. Oh my gosh, I just can't English today. It's fine. Yeah, we're going with it anyway. I don't even know if tribe is the right word. Also, is it called chief or chieftain or chieftain or something? I don't know. But if you know, let me know. Also, if it's not, like, again, if it's not called a tribe, please correct me because I'm desperately wanting to learn the right terms for it. But I probably should have done a little bit of research before. Honestly, I wouldn't even know how to do research on that. So, yeah, it is what it is, basically. But yeah, I see her as being very into, like, sea sports. So she has her own ship, of course. And I also decided to go with the one that actually reminds me of the ships in the movies. Or in the movie, singular. Wait, I forgot to say in the last, the Tiana build, I forgot to say that she's actually getting a TV show, which I believe Moana is too, right? They're the two ones that are getting TV shows on Disney+. I'm super excited for that, even though they're not going to be out for like a year or more. I don't really know. I just know that they've been announced. I'm pretty sure Tiana was one. Like, I remember Tiana was one of them. I think Moana is the other one, but if I'm wrong about that, let me know. I also decided to give her aquajets just for, is that what they're called? Aquajets, I think so. Just for, or water jets, whatever. Just for faster transportation too, because sometimes dealing with a whole ship can be a little bit overwhelming, I suppose. I wouldn't know, I don't have a ship, but I can imagine it would be a little bit like, you do have to prepare a few things before you go. So I thought it would be nice for her to have the aquajets, aquasips, that's what they're called, as well, just for like faster, easier transportation. And she has two, but she lives here alone. That's not a sign that she lives here with anyone. She is a boss. She doesn't need no man or lady, whatever. She can do whatever, but I'm pretty sure that she's very content being on her own for now, so yeah. Anyway, that's about all I got for you guys today. Let me know which princess you want to build for. Let me know which princess you want me to build for before this week is over in the comment section down below. If you like this house, you can download it off the gallery. My ID is AvelineYT, and you can also find it under the hashtag Aveline or AvelineYT. And the tray files, as always, will be linked on will be downloadable on my Patreon, which is linked in the top of the comment section, in the pinned comment, and also in the description. So yeah, if you like Roblox videos, check out my Roblox channel. If you like lifestyle videos such as vlogs or I don't know, other videos, we haven't gotten to those yet, but if you like that sort of thing, check out my lifestyle channel as well. They're both linked to at the top of the comment section in a pinned comment too. And I think that's about it. So I hope you all enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe and all that good stuff if you did. And I will see you all in the next one. Bye-bye. Kiss